Hello, I'm Richard Edmonds. I'm one of the co-founders of Runderwear, and I am again with our good friend and partner over here in the UAE for Runderwear, David Hunt, who has a lot of experience running to Ironman or competing to Ironmans, running 5 marathons and several other races around the world. So he's a great guy for us to talk about one of the most important parts of running a marathon, which is nutrition. And something that we get asked a lot about, and something that is not necessarily. There's lots of inaccurate information out there that people would maybe read on the internet, and we want to kind of just make sure that people are really clued up and make sure that they're good to go on the nutrition. So, what are the different types of nutrition that you would recommend for people running a marathon?
I think nutrition is often misunderstood. I think people go into a marathon or a long race and think they can just take water, and that will help them get around. And obviously, when you sweat it out, you need something to put back some energy that you've expended. You need to replace the electrolytes that you sweated out. So things like you can take a gel, which is provide you with carbohydrates, or you can take an electrolyte drink, which will provide you with minerals and electrolytes.
So you've got some examples here of some gels. So that's what a gel would generally look like. This is stealth secret training.
Yeah. This is an isotonic gel. Provides 20 grams of carbohydrates. I'd normally recommend, if you're doing a marathon, you probably take one of those or 2 of those an hour to get some carbohydrate into you. Or something like this, which is a hydration drink mix, which you can put in your bottle. Often on these races there'll be aid stations, but on some there aren't. And it's useful to know ahead of time what actual nutrition is on those aid stations. And I'd really recommend that you try and train with the same nutrition that's provided by the race provider.
Or, of course, carry your own.
Or carry your own, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried the secret training, the stealth gels, and they're absolutely, they work for me and they're lovely. Is this a belt that people could possibly use as well?
You can put these gels inside the belt, and the race belt will have your race number on, and you can use those gels as you go around. I've used that strategy quite a few times.
Yeah, because I've made the mistake in the past of getting a gel that was just on the course that they were giving out, and I've not tried that gel before, and it really upset the stomach, and then you're not feeling good for the rest of the race. So
it can ruin your race.
Yeah, it can ruin your race, and so it's really important to try this in training first, isn't it?
Yeah, I would recommend that you race with what you train with, and I wouldn't try any new nutrition on the day. And often, as you just said, people can take something from an aid station that just disagrees with them, and all that training in 3 or 4 months can just be wasted on what's a poor decision.
Yeah, so try the nutrition in your training.
Yeah.
Try a mixture of it.
Yeah.
What about actually, the other thing that people ask about nutrition is what to eat and when to eat it.
Sure.
What about on race day or the leading up to race day? Let's go to the leading up.
Sure.
There's a big myth, myths all around about carb loading and when not. What, from your experience, are the best times to make sure you have those big meals before a race?
I think carb loading is really important. Most coaches would advocate carb loading in the 2 or 3 days before a race. I think on the day before a race, it's important to probably start hydrating. Probably take some bottles of the hydration mix that you're going to drink on the race, or that's provided by the race provider. I would, probably, have a couple of litres of that the day before. I'd probably also eat a lot of small light meals during the day. You don't want a heavy meal late before you go to bed. You just won't get through your digestive system until the next day, and obviously in your race. So probably have a light meal around 5 or 6 o'clock. Chicken, a bit of fish, a bit of rice, and some vegetables. Probably about 6 o'clock. It's got time to flush through your system before the next day. And on race day, I'll get up and I'll probably have some toast and honey, get some glucose into your system, brown bread, probably about 2 hours before the race.
Yeah. And
then an hour before the race, have a banana or a cereal bar or a juice bar or something like that.
Yeah. And
then, the last bit of food in would probably be 15 or 20 minutes before the race, a banana or a gel, something that you need. Again, all food that you're familiar with. Don't try anything new, don't try some fancy thing that you read in the week before the event. Someone said this is a great thing to do. if you golden rule is nothing new on race day.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, that's fantastic. And if you do want some more information, you want a summary of our conversation, please do visit runderwear.e, where you can find further advice. We'll put a link below this. We'll take you through, and David will give you all the advice you need. And as always, if you would like to learn more, please do just send us a message, and we'll definitely help as much as we can. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. And guys, have a great day.